The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, that's a mantra. Keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, I'm a monster. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, yeah that's a mantra. I keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, yo I'm a monster. Turn it up. What you know about the final boss? I got him trying to buy time with the sign of the cross. I redefine high crime and the meaning of loss. I'm off hip on a body like I'm playing lacrosse. B to the B to the EG, I'm keeping them queasy. I make it seem easy, acknowledge me. I've been demolishing your cities, I'm astonishingly sleazy. I'm the big bad, y'all must be the cast. I'm killing the master, villain, a blast, a disaster. Really a rap bastard, willing to rap fast for the masses. I ravage all races and classes. Savage, I can't stop myself. Thinking of all the ways I can top myself. On God, I can move like a devil. I hope you and your squad are ready for the last level that ends here. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, that's a mantra. Keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, I'm a monster. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, yeah that's a mantra. I keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, yo I'm a monster. Y'all are dealing with the best of the worst. Does anybody want to volunteer to die first? Wind up on the wrong side of a troubling curse. I'm a bully and never looking for a bubble to burst. Double the verse, rubble the debris in my wake. Coming for me was a mistake. Gonna give a guarantee your bodies are gonna break. One look at me, you can see that I've been taking the cake. Putting the credible and incredible. I consider any and all enemies edible. I can see that you're finding your decision to be regrettable. Think about it this way, your death will be unforgettable. They won't remember your name. You'll end up another dismembered and maimed adventurer. I bring the flame, a shame. They don't make thermometers that can withstand my temperature. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, yeah that's a mantra. I keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, yo I'm a monster, I'm a monster. Betas have never evaded my trap, you betas have better be ready to scrap. My haters, I'm taking their place on the map. A gator, I'm patiently waiting to snap. No cap, I'm an abominable beast, can't nobody beat me. Call the police, everybody that I meet ends up deceased. I've been tearing these people apart piece by piece. And I feast on the beat of the beat, and I eat a priest at least 3 times a week. Increase the heat until I release the freak. You're battling without a paddle and you're up the creek. You can call me whatever you choose. I'm overloaded and blowing the fuse. You're losing your crew, that's so sad. I guess that'll teach you to avoid the big bad. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, yeah that's a monster.
Hello, everybody. Let me get these guys going, and there they are. How is everyone tonight?
Woo-hoo! Good for now.
We are just fine tonight.
Just
We all
fine.
joined the Furries Club. It's all about the furries.
I don't think that's what it's about. It's the sexual harassment panda. Welcome.
You don't like teddy bears?
Thanks, fanboy. Appreciate the encouragement.
You are all dead.
They're all dead.
You have no idea. Well, actually, Fanboy Tone does have an idea.
Well,
If there
of course
was
he does.
anybody to bribe for information, It's that guy.
What's your asking price there, fanboy?
Yeah.
He is literally the only person that has direct access to my notes. So, yeah. Hey, Grandpa
Sushi.
Guitars. How's it going?
Sushi? That's it. Man.
Not just sushi. He wants some Tokyo Grill sushi. That's what's important.
Dude, sushi is so good.
It is. Bloop. Back to normal. Hi, everyone.
Back to normal.
Pigeon
Aw,
sushi? I don't think that's delicious.
Yeah.
No, we're just having fun. When Zoom's added some new options, got to make sure that our money's going to that good technology, not locking frames. Anyways, thanks, Google. We're having a great day today. How are you guys?
Good.
Too bad for right now.
Doing all
Typical
right.
Monday.
Doing all right. All right. I don't think we don't have a lot going on. We've got we'll have our stream coming up. B&B is going to be at the Koi's Comics again this week. So that's good. Don't forget to check out all our streamers in chat when you get a chance. Pikachu does some streaming. Don't forget, always half-ass beer review. If you haven't got a chance to watch the Beer from a Hat IPA episode, you are missing out on laughs upon laughs. Because I hate IPAs. They're terrible and they suck.
You're just wrong.
But I did find a good IPA that I did like from Third Eye, but it was a fruited IPA, so it was a bit better.
Fake IPA.
I think you would like that one. It was really good. Well, Mike's had it. He can tell you. It's good.
Really good. Really good.
Really, really good. Third Eye is a new favorite hotspot for me, at least. All right, so we've got that. Let's switch over to this. This is where we left off, and let's get some music going, and we'll get this started. Who is ready? Who's ready for this?
Oh,
These guys have been in anticipation for an entire week.
Got all these notes that may just, with one bad roll, go out the window.
Gone.
I should state next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Is there any problems within this group that anyone can't make it?
Nope.
I will
No,
be
I'm
on a
fine.
mountain till Monday. I don't know when I will be back.
We'll be in the stream.
Okay.
I
Sounds
I
like
don't
we'll be
know what
playing
the
next
plans are
Monday.
yet,
I don't
because
foresee
Nobody's
anything.
told me.
I get that.
Oh, yeah, my wife hasn't told me yet.
Oh wow.
Let's see. Let's get something going here.
I know D&D Beyond's not a sponsor, but these new these little frames that they put on our characters are pretty slick.
They could sponsor us, D&D Beyond, if you're listening.
Yeah.
We definitely are exclusive to you, though we won't talk about your multiverse of madness you just put out. Yeah, be better. All right. All right, so here we go. Last week, what you missed, if you missed it, you missed a lot last week. The party, one side of the party, our Game Boy Advance party, is pretty close to getting back to Verminia with the plate, while Zorramir and Grayson prepare themselves, dress nicely, and head inside the castle to meet with the king. Upon meeting with the king, they heard the sound of bodies collapsing as two of their compatriots dropped to the floor, and brain-like creatures appeared on the table and began running toward the king and queen, who were grasping their head in pain. Grayson jumps up on the table, dispatches one, and kicks the other to Zorramir, who flies up in the air, grabs it, and dispatches it down. And that's where we're going to start tonight. Firstly, with Zorramir, are you staying up there until your flight runs out, or are you descending?
I'm going to descend.
Okay. Get my hard to find notes here. The king calls for the guards to come in. The guards come rushing in as Kithrin and Jaina run over to Melu and Drama. The guards have their halberds pointed there at... Are you landing on the table beside Grayson or back where you were?
Sure, the table's fine.
Okay. The guards have their weapons there pointed at you and Grayson. And you see Farron look at you. Guards, arrest these men. They've come here to assault the king.
Assault you? We just saved your life.
He looks at you.
You'll
What
watch
are
it
you,
here.
anyway?
I'm a halfling.
What was that? And he looks over at Grayson.
I'm not even looking at him. And I repeat, Your Majesties, we have a story to tell you.
The king looks over at Farron and he states, Now, I don't believe there to be any ill intent here. They did. How are the other two? Kithrin looks up. My lord, they're gone. You can see Jaina has a slight tear in her eye kind of running down. So young. Farron.
Unfortunately, they've
Okay,
been
go ahead.
used. As have we.
The king looks at you. Go on.
What we have to share with you are for your ears alone. With permission, your gods, you and your queen, we will tell you our story. Other ears do not need to hear this unless you deem, after you've heard, necessary.
You see Farron kind of slink closer to the king. Think about it, mighty king. They sneak in with weapons. They bring creatures into your chambers. They
Who
seek...
snuck in with a weapon?
And you see him, give a side eye to Zorramir. These creatures don't split themselves. Now they seek to be alone with you?
I never said alone. I've perfectly stated that his gods could remain here. By the way, that's a nice prosthetic. When did you get that? I've seen that before.
I've had this most of my life. A long time. How dare you come in here and insult me, spreading stories, threatening us all. You see the guards kind of level their halberds back down at you.
I've not threatened anyone. From my point of view, I just saved the king and queen, while the rest of you ran.
My king. They seek to insult this court. Arrest them. Throw them into the dungeons. They just want to spill poison into your ears.
It seems you not quite... Do I recognize this as the voice that said that the castle needs to be opened back up and there's nothing wrong on the island?
Roll a perception.
15.
Yeah.
Big words for somebody who doesn't know what's going on when silent.
Now you insult me?
You've insulted me plenty.
My king, we shouldn't take this. They'll spread their lies.
It's only us in the room here. We aren't spreading lies if you don't choose to spread the word of what we have to say.
You spill poison in our ears with your words.
You can choose whether or not to believe it.
I think the king and queen are reasonable and intelligent individuals. It's you that does not want to hear what we have to say. And you're pushing very hard for that. I wonder why.
You see his body language shift slightly. My lord, have I ever led you astray with my counsel? I've been by your side for so long, helping you. Would I lead you astray now? You see the king and queen, eyes darting back and forth between you. And you notice Kithrin and Jaina, while standing back behind you, are unusually quiet for what you know of Kithrin.
I swear by House Harker. Listen to our story. If you do not believe us, do as you will.
Oh, House Harker. Then you'd be telling us stories of monsters and towers and Broman. Is that right? Is that what you want to tell us?
Well, you are quite informed about what's going on this island, aren't you?
You see, my lord, they seek to unseat you. Harkers have always been...
I have no intention of taking your throne. But it's quite obvious that somebody might have their eye on it.
You see him get closer to you, and he steps up on the table and gets a couple feet away from you, just right in your face. He's just eyeing you up and down. My lord, when we needed all that gold to help the people of Portstown, who helped you send it? And the gold delivery to Cape's Vassal before it burned. I handled all of this. You trust me, not some whelp from a dead family line.
Fortunately, me and my compatriots weren't able to make it to Cape's Vassal before the destruction. But during that time, we were at Portstown, saving it from its destruction in the same way.
He already seeks to spread more lies, and he gets real close up in your face, and you see a big pudgy finger on his non-mechanical arm pushes you right in the center of the chest.
My lord, my lady, again, listen to us, hear us out, no interruptions from some. Have your guards at the ready. If you do not believe us, do what you will. All I ask is You hear us out.
The Farron begins to speak, and the queen just raises a hand, and you see it. He doesn't. That will be enough. And just from just those words, she demands a commanding presence within the room, and it almost seems as if the guards come to attention. My husband, I believe their intentions are true. Let us hear what they have to say. Speak, but speak to us all.
Thank you for being reasonable. I'm trying to keep an open mind because what we have to say might come off as absurd.
She looks down at you and gives you a nod. And Farron kind of steps back from your face a bit and just begins pacing until he steps off the table and stands up by the king again.
I get down off the table.
Get down as well.
Okay.
Now, if we can start things off a little more dignified.
Speak.
I've come to this island looking for my parents and my brother. They've came through here before they disappeared. I'm not quite sure what audience they had, if any. But they came to this island on rumors of a black tower and a lich.
They already speak their poison.
I just glare at him. I reach into my backpack slowly.
You can see as you reach back, the guards themselves, you hear their armor kind of shift, and while you're not seeing what they're doing, you know that they are in a very tense position.
I pull out my father's torn shirt with the crest on it.
Mm-hmm.
This was taken off of a creature that attacked our party here 4 days ago. He had been corrupted by a dark evil. Your gods, your city gods, could verify the body and the incident. I'm sure there's a record of it.
He stands and looks. You can see him looking over the garment, but not speaking.
I ran into this group at Portstown. They were looking for a guide into the Dead Spokes. The story they told me was that they were trying to gather the pieces of the Edge of Darkness. They needed it to fight a dark evil that at the time I did not realize was the same as what I was looking for. It appears Broman Koth is looking for it as well. We were told that the mayor of Portstown was in fact a dark elf in disguise by the name of Jerish. They had found in his tower a secret basement that had a map of locations of where the pieces were supposedly being held. They took that map, and we've been following the clues ever since. Not only did we find this out, this dark elf was kidnapping townsfolk and experimenting with lycanthropy, turning children into werewolves. He had turned one of the Knoll clans to that area, infected them. Another one of their party members, who happened to be a Knoll, managed to cure them and bring the two clans together. They had hired me for the dead spokes, as that was where the next piece was to be found. What we found down there was very, very disturbing. The heart tree had been poisoned by necromancy. We ended up taking out the necromancer, and in his journal, he was talking about a group, the Order of Valadin Knights, who worked directly for Roman Koth. Apparently Jarish was a member as well, and the group had dispatched him before hiring me. We found the shard piece.
The Order is a myth, Farron says from behind the king. More lies.
My
Are you going to
king,
continue to interrupt me, or stand there silent and let the king and queen?
I will advise the king like I always have.
my king, you've known Farron for quite some time, correct?
Yes, I have.
Is it just me, or does he look quite not at ease right now? As if we're unveiling some secrets that he's been trying to keep undercover.
You see Farron come out. How dare you insult me here in this court?
It seems
and he-
everything we say is an insult to you, yet you won't give us the respect.
He rushes forward toward you like before to get up in your face, and as he does, he steps on part of his robe and falls forward, tumbling down the small set of stairs there. You both hear tink, tink, tink. And Grayson or Zorramir, you hear something just like a coin spinning on the floor below you, and looks like his ring has fallen off.
I pick it up and inspect it.
As you look over this quite ornate golden ring, when you flip it upside down, there's a small engraving of OVK inside the band.
It seems that I was correct, and maybe you shouldn't have trusted everyone on this council. If I may approach.
And you see the king look at both guards, and the guards move forward, staying within striking distance. And he looks at you. You may. That is not yours. Give that back. My king, he's stealing from me. You going to let thieves?
Stealing? Is it stealing when I'm returning it to the king?
That is mine. And he, as he scrambles, trying to get to his feet, he's holding his hand out, trying to take it from you.
I push him aside.
You push him, and in a overly animated way, he just kind of falls down like I can't believe you touched me. As you approach the king, Zorramir, now the guards with the halberds are basically standing right beside you.
A little bit of space, please. I can feel your heartbeat through these weapons.
They don't even flinch.
I hand the ring to the king. OVK.
What? He
I can
takes
skip
it
forward to my. I can skip forward in the story a little if it might help. Something about.
I turn to the guards and give like, "See, we're not lying," kind of gesture.
Okay.
The plateaus. We ended up going to the plateaus in search for another piece as to the location on the map that we found in Portstown. And we found something very curious. A warforged who was very protective over a town of Svarkrat?
Svarkat, yep.
Svarkat. There we also found that the people kind of worshipped him. And as I had stated earlier about a certain individual's prosthetic, that is where we also found children who had been provided such prosthetics as well. And we found that it was created by a warforged named Karjinen, which we also found out later on, and he fully admitted, used to be called Craft. And I'm pretty sure you've heard the stories of Craft.
The Queen. Those stories are just that. Craft left these lands a long time ago.
And he might have. But he has returned under another guise. We feel that Cape's vassal was attacked simply for the fact that it was they who started this whole quest to put the sword back together. Again, before my time joining this group, they found a piece and the mayor had it. I don't know if you've actually seen the devastation of Cape's vassal.
We have not.
The one survivor, well, I can't say he's a survivor anymore. The one person we still found breathing informed us of machines that had come through with an army of orcs and devastated the town. We tracked these machines back to the plateaus and found that it was Craft that had designed them. They had been purchased. He has no royalty other than money. the person who pays the highest bid has his loyalty until someone else pays more.
But if what you say is true, where would that kind of gold come from?
I think you know, or might have some idea now. And I look down at Farron.
My king, they have spoken lies. They speak lies. Let us banish them. Put them in jail. Let them rot.
Your Majesties, I could walk you right to the mountain that Kraft is living in. And you can see for your own eyes that he's there creating more of these monstrosities. Kithrin is right. They are forging machines and flesh.
The king.
And the order that he was working on currently was paid for by somebody in this court. He had no qualms telling me that the order came from this castle.
The queen looks down at Farron. Farron, who did you deliver the gold to in Portstown? Farron looks up. Well, the mayor there. By what name does the mayor go for? It's just the mayor of Portstown. It's Farron. Who did you deliver the gold to in Cape's Vassal? I also delivered the mayor there to the mayor in Cape's Vassal, the large Minotaur fellow. Farron, the mayor of Cape's Vassal was a dragonborn. And I believe, and she looks between the king and both of you, the mayor now of Portstown is King Cuddlesmore.
You are correct, Your Majesty.
She slowly descends the stairs with quite grace and stands above Farron, and you can see he's visibly shaking. Who did you deliver the gold to? I only did as you would request. And in a blinding speed, she snatches the halberd from the guard and plants it right through the chest of Farron on the stairs. You hear the bones crunch and break as her massive strength pushes the blade through and then pushes into the stone of the stairway. Farron, your services are no longer needed. And she twists it and lets go, and the halberd stays stuck into the stone walkway or stairway there. My husband, I believe we have been led astray. And you, Zorramir, you kind of turn back a bit and look at Kithrin, and their eyes are just like wide open, like it wasn't us kind of look on their face.
Your Majesties, we've taken out a numerous amount of this order by restoring the heart tree. The elves have resurfaced from a hidden hideaway that they were retreated to We've been to Breckenfjord. We found a member of their order there had been working with a white dragon named Lystra. They were finding magical artifacts from the buried Uth Melanon.
With Melanon.
With Melanon, yep.
And taking it back for Broman Koth and replacing them with forgeries. We ended up stopping them from taking control of a dragon armor that apparently they are using to bring back Varsith in a ritual. We have encountered the children of Varsith cult in the deserts. That is being run by a woman named Westra. The cult has been scattered and is now disorganized, but she disappeared. And that is where we first encountered Melu there. She was a prisoner. She was taken. She was taken to the island at Lake Goldensbane. We tracked that down too. The Orc encampments. They were hiding a underground facility that was being run by a mind flayer and a beholder. We dispatched the mind flayer. We also found a prison. And if you don't mind, I reach back into the bag and pull out the book that had all the, that I couldn't decipher.
Mm-hmm.
With all the... We found this book on him. It seems that they were trying to implement intellect of ours into people of importance and of power. We found Melu there, we found Drama there. And hastily we got them out before we faced the beholder. Apparently we did not check as closely as we should have. They were both obviously used to get to you. I'm just glad that my little friend here and I were able to stop the brain transfusion.
The queen walks up and stands in front of Zorramir, and she towers over you. So tell me, why have you taken so long to let us know? What's happening on our own island?
It's a big island. It's brought us many different ways. You're also very difficult people to get in touch with. Don't think we have not tried. And it took us a long time to put the pieces of this story together ourselves. We had no idea the extent of what we were getting into at the beginning. How far this would take us. The dark depths it would bring.
And she looks you up and down. Is this your curse?
It was originally a curse. My skills are white now, right?
Yep.
It's originally a curse. The ancient black dragon Quailodon, if you've ever heard of it. Its soul managed to find its way into my body, into my head. But thanks to the bravery of one of my fellow companions who is not with us currently, sacrificed his family's sword, the spirit of Harathir, White Dragon, to rid me of the evil of Quailodon.
I see. She turns, makes eye contact with Grayson. She doesn't break the gaze as she steps back up. Zorramir, you look down and you can see Farron's hands twitching. He's definitely dead. She nods at the king. He looks back at you. Unfortunately, in what may be our 11th hour, this news comes late. We haven't the time to do what must be done to defend against such evil.
That is where you are wrong, Your Majesty.
And he turns and looks at you. Excuse me?
I have had help. By us going around this island, looking for the shards, we have made many allies. We have an army of elves, of dwarves, of gnolls, and your black wall, your defenders. We saved them from the cult's full force. They are ready to fight. We are all ready to fight. The only thing missing right now is the final piece of the shard of the sword, which you have. I have someone standing by to reforge.
And why do you think that I would have this piece of a mythical blade?
According to stories, when the sword was broken, this castle was given one of the pieces.
He stops, places his hands behind his back. When I was a child, my grandfather used to tell me stories of this blade. Stories passed down from generation to generation. The edge of darkness, the slayer of Varsith, the great bloodletter, the holy blade. It came by many names, but these were just stories. Stories we would listen to, laugh about how elves and dwarves got together, united under one banner. But the blade was broken and spread throughout because not one person needs wield that power. It needs to be safe from corruption. But these were just stories. And I became king, much like my father before me. And in my ruling in this place, he steps behind the throne. And you see him, or hear a click of a switch of some sort. And he holds in his hand an object wrapped in a royal purple cloth bound by a black ribbon. My grandfather told me about this, hidden in our own throne. Never far from us, I thought it was a tale. He always told me to keep it safe And when it was my turn to rule, there may be a day where I may need to give this to the right person with the right intentions. And he steps in front of you. And I ask you, are either of you worthy of this blade you attempt to forge?
Your Majesty, I'm not sure if I am worthy, but I mean to see that it gets to the right person's hands. This evil must be squashed for good this time. Your ancestors and the ancestors of the races of this island fought and died to defeat Roman Koth. And all that was for vain and for naught. If he found a way to bring himself back to life.
He slides the wrapped object into your hand, and his hand lingers there. Reforge the blade. Bring peace back to these lands. And he looks up at the other guard who's still got a shaky halberd pointing your direction. Varatus, get your guards together. Kithrin, get messages out to the other kingdoms. Make sure they're prepared for war. Jaina, contact those who you know. I know what your associations are. Put them to action. What will you do, Captain Grayson Harker of Verminia?
Hopefully put this bastard in its place. I must warn you, though. There are some obstacles still. There are 2 more members of the OVK in your city currently. And they have their eyes on our party. That is why the rest of us aren't here. They went back to Breckenfield looking for something.
If we can be of assistance, you have my word.
Well, I will try to keep any violence out of the city, but I may not be able to keep that promise. I do promise that I will try to keep as many innocents as safe as possible. Which brings us to our second problem. During our time on the eastern side of this island, your people at Fort Tenebris were having a problem with sea folks attacking.
Yes.
Unfortunately, during that time, a powerful being was released. The name of Ishtab.
Jaina, you've heard that name. You've brought that up once before. Yes, I have, but we saw their worshippers of kind of a nuisance. But nothing to be worried about.
Unfortunately, the more worshippers he gets, the more powerful he becomes. We almost took him out in the deserts. He is partly the reason why the sons of Varsith are non-threatening anymore. It happened at a good time, though, since they were trying to get past the Black Wall by creating ships so they could attack from any port. It was a struggle. He ended up retreating, but not without threatening us. What was a warning? But he is still out there. He wants to be a god. And of course, we've heard the stories afterwards of how your ancestors trapped him in that underwater temple. I'm not sure it will be that easy again.
He looks down. Kithrin, I know you have an extensive library. Find me some information. Maybe there's a bargain we can make with him. For gods and monsters. Hey, Harker?
Unfortunately, that is true, Your Majesty. If there was some way we could get him on our side, even for a short period of time, against Broman, that would definitely up our chances of winning. I have not been back to Fort Tenebris since that encounter, but when we left, I do know that the captain there, your Goliath, was somewhat in good standings with him.
We'll have to check in and see. And you, Captain Zorramir Ketzler, what will you do?
I zoned out for a second there. What was the text?
Captain Zorramir Ketzler, what will you do?
Do with... Sorry, I really just zoned out.
How can you help defend the realm?
Well, I can sneak into the darkest of corners and get into the front lines without anybody seeing and attack under cover of darkness without them ever knowing I was there.
You see the king take off one of his rings. He hands it to you, Zorramir. In the case you get any trouble from our guards, show them this. They will recognize you as my emissary. And those that you are with, allies.
Thank you. This means a lot. I will make sure not to abuse its power.
If you do, we'll just draw and quarter you or behead you in the city square. But I guess this is where it begins. Could be the beginning of the end for us all.
True. But just so you know, Prince Kethelus and Princess Acidia are ready to join in the battle. King Crag also ready. Scar Grimclaw, Longtooth, and Grimscar of Clan Dewclaw are ready. King Cuddlemore and Portstown Militia is ready. And Captain Fitzgerald of the Black Wall awaits your commands.
You've done
I've
what
been
my
busy.
fathers could not do. And what of Cider Point?
Silly place, Your Majesty.
It's the best town on this island.
I figured as much.
Unfortunately, when I brought it up with their mayor, that Cuddlemore was not as inclined to accept reality as King is.
Halflings aren't known traditionally to be much of fighters.
Well, we have a lot to do, and I fear we have little time to do it. And he steps
You
back.
have any way that we can all communicate together in some way, some fashion. That would be very helpful.
I'm sorry, at this time, I do not. I will have to get with my mages.
Much appreciated. Sending stones only do so much.
If there's a need, let me know.
And again, Drama and Melu are casualties of this without their knowledge. It is a shame. I wish I had been able to figure it out sooner. Maybe I could have saved both of them. That's on me. But they just deserve to be rested respectfully.
Their sacrifice helped us see the bigger picture. We've been close-minded for so long. We will grant them a spot in the royal cemetery, next to my own ancestors.
Much appreciated. And Melu's brother is one of our own. He does not know yet.
May he find peace in these troubling times.
I put the, I don't even open it up. I just keep it wrapped and I put it in my bag.
Okay.
Maybe someone on your staff can take a look at this book and find it more insightful than I could. It might be a good idea to figure out if anybody else in any power position has been corrupted by intellect of ours.
He takes the book. Have my people look at it.
With your permission, we have things to get started on.
As do I. Good journeys. We'll see you on the battlefield.
I bow.
That
Your
was well.
Majesty, Your Highness,
They nod back
thank
at you.
for listening.
You proceed out of the chambers.
Yes.
All right. Game Boy Advance crew.
AFK for a minute.
What? It's our time?
Hey, it's all
It's
coming
our
together.
Time. Our time.
Right now. Right here. This is my wish. You travel forward and you arrive into the city just before noontime or so. Let me get your tokens back. We haven't seen those in Vermania in a while. I gotta find them.
I'm gonna. We are in town.
Yes, I'm going to move you there as we
Mhm.
speak. Where you're at. Dun, dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, 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 da. Dun, dun. Okay, there we are.
I'm going to head to Tendra's den and see how my mother's doing. I will see you there shortly. And Arlo, please be ready to divulge your plan when we meet with everybody.
I can do that.
I think all of us returning to Tendra's for a short time would be a good idea.
I wouldn't mind just sitting down and whew. Now that we're inside the gates, it's been a heck of a run. We need to calm down and relax for just a small minute.
I'm gonna tell the Telsa hen to go forage
They-
somewhere.
Mate,
Happily,
Make
Happily
a little
skitter
Telsa
off.
baby.
go make little Telsa hens.
Yeah.
they skitter off. So you're all heading to Tendra's den?
Mm-hmm.
Bum, bum, ba, ba. You pass through the
there's-
crowd.
There's the shop district. Let's go in there. It's been so long since we've done anything useful in the shop.
Shopping
wanna
episode.
spend-
You pass through
The
swords
GBA
of
crew would be the
people.
most hated crew of
Die!
And you see it gets a little thick near the shop district. It seems like there's maybe some activity there, maybe some sales going on. Just a lot of commotion in that way.
Can I just look to see if there's anything anything unusual, or is it just the typical to and fro of the shop district?
You look down through that street, and it looks like there's carts set up in the middle. It looks like maybe some kind of farmer's market of some sort from the local place that has set up to sell things as the harvests start coming in, because it is fall time.
Yeah. All right. So just food, nothing out of
Nope.
the ordinary. Okay.
There's a few like banners stretched across and things like that to indicate it's an exciting time for the people.
Things are thriving here even now, so whatever the malady that is afflicting this island still doesn't seem to be affecting the center of its Verminia.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people here.
Someone kind of bumps up against you, Blaylock, and
Excuse me, sorry.
do you know what's going on?
It looks like they're selling food.
Ah, oh, it is time for the farmer's market. How exciting.
Now I'm gonna pad my coin purse just to make sure that it's still there.
It's still there.
Okay.
Tell me, friend, could you help me with something?
I am pressed for time.
I was wondering if you might have located the plate I was looking for. And the gaze turns and looks over at Arlo.
Surprise!
What plate? I don't have any plates. And I just keep on walking.
Your time is running out.
I just turn around and give him a glare. I've got plenty of time.
I'm sure you do. Sleep well.
Well, I don't have what you want, so you can just go get lost.
That is so unfortunate for those you love.
We'll see about that.
Turns to the side and heads into the farmer's market. As you head down to Tendra's den.
Low. We will not be able to keep up this ruse much longer. Eventually, there will be consequences.
I just by the way he talked and the way he looked, I don't think they followed us. So we might be able to keep this up for another, couple days, easy. I mean, he didn't allude to me or you having what they're wanting. So
Arlo,
maybe we can do this on our terms and not their terms.
Arlo, they were either following us, having someone follow us, or they were acutely aware of us not being in town. So let us not think that they are naive of our actions.
All right. As always, you have the more wisdom.
Let's see how things fare inside of Tendra's den.
Tendra sees you enter. Ah. The heroes have returned. Alive?
Heroes.
I thought I would try something different.
Well, you honor me with such a title, undeserving.
What have you
However,
done with your staff?
It is under observation.
Interesting.
Now,
Anything we should know of the going ons for the last couple days?
before
Grayson and Zorramir come in, come out. Your mother comes down. We talk. We have tea. She's quite pleasant company.
Good. How does she look? Is she
Like a minotaur.
I need to go. And I'll go upstairs.
Okay.
Thanks.
Blaylock heads upstairs. Galtier, Arlo.
Tendra, has the PI told you anything about Melu? Well, the person I was with, I don't think I actually gave her Melu's name.
I haven't seen anyone.
Okay. Wasn't sure. I know when last I heard from Grayson, she was doing okay. But I don't know where she's at from there. Also, dumb question. I thought Grayson told her something to tell us when we came in.
He might have.
I mean, Arlo asked if there was anything that we missed. She just said nope.
Nope.
Can I roll an I'm a donkey roll so I can figure out what the heck I was supposed to tell him?
Tell who?
I don't know. If I was supposed to tell someone something, let me roll something to
Jog
cover that.
Jog a brain cell.
Yeah. Can I roll a flash of genius on myself?
She doesn't tell you anything.
Okay.
So how long's Grayson been gone? And Zorramir.
Him and Zorramir were dressed quite nicely, I believe, I was told. Left this morning.
Oh. So maybe they'll be back soon, you think? They've been coming in at certain times, about this time maybe, or soon?
Late
You think?
evenings.
Okay.
The other night they came in and they were so inebriated. Grayson was dragging in Zorramir by his wings, stumbling all over the place, ladies all over them.
Uh-huh.
Did I do a deception check? Your insight check on her?
Yeah, it's like, are you sure?
I kid. Nothing that exciting.
Doesn't sound like that at all.
Besides, we provide our own accompaniment here.
Yeah. You have a bath here, correct?
Of course.
I'd like to get it back. We've been traveling quite a bit for the last 4 days or so. So I'd like to get some of the road dirt off of me, if you don't mind.
Sure. Do you need assistance?
You know, I don't think I do, but I thank you for asking.
We be smelling like a lich.
All
I have a
right.
lot of bruises that I need to soak.
She points the way down the hall to the bathing facility. So now it's just Galtier standing there.
I'm just gonna head to my room.
You just turn and walk away up into your room. All right. Blaylock, you enter your room.
Mother,
And you-
mother,
She
I am back where...
she stands up from her the small desk by the window. Oh, you alive?
I'll
I feel
run
the
up and
worst.
Give her a hug.
She hugs you. I thought after we
Mother.
spoke that you would never talk to me again.
No. It is too soon for us to depart again, but it needed to be so. We have succeeded in our mission. However, it nearly cost us our lives. We dispatched a lich, and it nearly got the best of us.
It's getting worse. He's getting too strong.
It appears to have followed us. I fear I may have caused it to find us quickly.
And she just lightly caresses your silver horn with the mark on it. This is all my fault.
Oh, I was the fool. I was the fool who was so focused on you and speaking to you that I failed to see through that this was Roman's doing. Now, I am back. I fear that we may be in some serious danger by members of Roman Karths looking for something of note that we spoke of earlier, the discs.
Yes. You found them?
We have.
And what will you do with them?
We cannot give them to these lackeys of Roman Karth. We will have to fight. And they have the advantage on us. They are very deceptive, very clever, can hide in any corner. Disguise themselves as anyone. It will not be easy. But to hand these discs to Broman is unacceptable.
I fear this isn't going to end well for any of us.
No, it is not. But what choice do we have?
I guess you're right.
But if we succeed, then we will be free of this plague on this island, and the albatross around yours and my neck. We will be free of it. Free.
Oh, my
And
boy. What a dream.
what would you do with that freedom?
I would sail.
Ah,
I would see the world again. Taste of the cakes of Neverwinter. Enjoy the splendors of the market of Waterdeep. Visit the bathhouses of Baldur's Gate. And I would sail and find a beautiful island where it never rains. Stay there to the end of my days.
that does sound quite pleasant. I am quite intrigued with Kraft. I know his motives are his own, but he is definitely more adept in the arts of artificery, and I could learn much from him. When together, if our motives are in sync, there is nothing we could not do.
I'm not sure Kraft will survive this for what he's done.
Yes. He has made his choices, and I vehemently disagree. His creations, though, are a marvel, but a marvel of devastation far beyond anything I have ever seen.
He is very good. He's had a long time to perfect it.
He certainly has. Mother, will I live as long as you?
You see, she's quiet and kind of in thought. I don't know.
How would I know? I have aged at the same rate as those that I was raised with.
I don't know.
Will wonder. Broman seeks me, and what is it he seeks in me? Mother.
He seeks his eternal life.
More than the Lich?
There's more than that. The only thing beyond that is godlike power.
It must be.
Maybe he seeks to rival Vecna. I don't know.
Maybe. Just a pawn to him.
You are everything to him. Just like you are everything to me.
How could I even call him a father? He is just... I am... how would I even describe it?
Never call him that. Never.
Mm, mm. True. My world has shattered even more so. I thought I could repair the pieces when you returned, but they have shattered even more so. Father, who is not my father, and now Broman, seeking me out. Mother, would you stand with us against him?
I will do what I can, my boy.
I know that with you at our side, and the forces that we have brought to bear, we stand a chance. Would you not agree?
I don't know. He may have control over me that I'm not aware of. She looks down at her hand.
What do you mean?
I don't know what this mark truly can do.
Now, have I seen that mark before?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But we don't recognize it, or is it the same one as it's on yonder?
It's the OVK.
Oh, it's just the OVK. Okay. Well, we don't know. Have you seen... Obviously, you have tried to remove it. Have you sought the divine?
She just kind of smirks at you. You know the answer to that.
Yes, I am afraid I do. They will probably have just as much luck removing the sigil from my horn that I foolishly put there. Well, now, why don't you come with me? Let's walk the city together.
Sure, I would like that. And
I'll hold out my hand to her.
She takes it. You exit your room and walk down. And you see Arlo still dripping a little wet from his bath, kind of coming
where you
forward.
going, buddy?
We are going to take a walk.
By yourself?
I have my mother with me. One of the most powerful mages on Drakenwald.
Yeah, I'm not worried about her. I'm more worried about you. Okay.
And as you say that, Zorramir and Grayson return.
Gray!
Having stopped at the Opera House to get their things.
We've all made it back.
Good to see you guys.
Dad, do you have any more pop?
I assume you found what you were looking for?
Yes.
Well, we have as well. The king and queen are on board.
Good news. Good news.
And we've dispatched yet another member of the OVK.
Oh, nice. Even better.
Who just so happened to be the right-hand man to the king.
Oh man, I would love to have been there for that.
How? I am at a loss. That is quite. How did the king take it?
Not too pleased. The queen ended up doing the killing blow.
The queen?
I would not recommend messing with her. She is quite the powerful royal.
Very
family
much strong female figure.
Oh, wow. Well,
Is
so
Galtier around?
Galtier, what were you doing up in your room?
I think he went to his room.
I was checking out the infuser, then I was looking at the clothes that were delivered from Grayson.
Okay.
he comes out in his Sunday best. I'm ready to go see the king.
Too late, buddy.
Rather it come from us, but we have less than good news about his sister, unfortunately.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
We should get him and go to the meeting room where we normally have conversations of this caliber.
Can I go to my room real quick and at least put some clothes on? Because I'm standing here in a towel.
What'd you do with the clothes you took back there with you?
I got them like in my hand because I was hoping maybe to, I had everything, the towel on, and I was gonna go to my room and change. So I'll meet you guys there.
Yes, please do.
I look down at Zorramir. I'll go get Galtier.
Thank you. I'll go prep the room.
Mother.
They'll eventually just see me walking down the hallway.
Our walk will have to wait, Mother.
That is fine. I'll stay out here.
No. Please come with us.
She nods and grabs your wrist. Galtier, you said you stepped out of the room?
Yeah, they eventually are going to see me walking down towards them.
Okay. Arlo, you see Galtier as you get to the top of the stairs. You see Arlo in a towel carrying his armor pieces.
Why aren't you wearing your clothes?
Hey, well, I just took a bath. You look like you need to take one too.
I'm good. I don't need to take a bath just yet. We're not going anywhere.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not as good as you, but there's a lot of road dirt on this massive looking body of mine. So Galtier and Zorramir are just down the hall. I'm going to get dressed.
You mean Grayson and Zorramir?
That's what I said. So they're right down the hall. Let me get dressed. I'll meet you guys here in a minute.
Okay. Then I'll just keep walking.
Okay.
I almost said I haven't showered in 3 years.
At least you haven't pooped in 3.
So you, as you continue walking, you see Grayson just cresting the top of the stairway.
Grayson, did you guys go see the king yet?
We have.
Where did you bump into Meilu at?
I think it's a story that Zorramir and I need to share with all of you at the same time. We are all meeting at in the back room.
Gonna look a little puzzled as I say, okay.
All right. So you head down to the room. You see everyone in there. After a few moments, Arlo comes down, dressed, into the room.
So,
I'll lock the door.
We did get our meeting with the king, even albeit through an unusual fashion. We went along inside with Melu and Drama. I don't know if you remember Drama from
Drama from the cave.
the
She was
cave.
the actor, right? That we saved.
Oh,
We should probably start from the beginning, Zorramir. As you all left, Zorramir and I did another mission for the Sun and Moon so we could gain an audience with Kithrin, who, as you may remember, was the second advisor to the king alongside his sister. And that mission went somewhat without a hitch until the end. We were attacked by two more of Broman's lackeys. I don't think these two weren't OVK, right? We didn't find the tattoos on them.
On
The two assassins.
no,
Okay. Yeah, two assassins attacked us, dispatched them. I don't believe they were members of the OVK. They were no signs of a tattoo or anything on their persons, but deadly none, at least. So we gained our audience with Kithrin, and before he was allowing us to meet with the king, he had one more request, which was to find and talk to the one in charge of the Silent Steps, which is the equivalent of this town's Thieves Guild. Some interesting facts came out there where she was called Whisper. And we found out that her and Lucidia were very close. We were reintroduced to Drama that we saved in the dungeon, and Melu. So, Gaultier, you were on the right path. She wasn't going through either one of the king cults, but instead going through the Undercity. Well, we met this morning with them. Things moved fast. We went in under the guise of performers. Unfortunately, when we got inside, chaos ensued. It seems we were not particularly... How do I put it? We didn't vent the prisoners before we let them leave the island. Both Drama and Melu had been taken over by intellect devourers.
Intellect devourers. You mean those creatures we met in the pools in the cave?
Yes, the one that the mind flare was controlling.
Oh,
The one
no.
that almost ate your brain, Gaultier.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that thing. I didn't know what it would do, though. What did it do? How did...
Unfortunately, Melu's brain is no longer with her.
The hell's that supposed to mean?
Oh, oh dear.
What the hell
What
happened in
I-
there?
From what I understand of these creatures, if they break your will, They attach themselves to the host's brain, eating and eventually replacing. It retains all memories and personality of the host that it took. And if found out, they can be removed without the host dying. Unfortunately, that did not happen. The moment they got in close proximity to the king and queen, they ended up leaving the host's body themselves, trying to attach themselves to the king and queen. They did not survive. Zorramir and I managed to destroy them before they could take over the king and queen. So the entire time Melu was with us, it was not Melu. It acted like Melu. It looked like Melu. It had her personality and her quirks. Unfortunately, it was a monster.
I wish I would have taken more time to talk to her. I thought something was off. I don't know what the hell you want me to talk about right now. 1 minute she's fine, and now you're telling me she's dead. We just found her again.
I
I don't
understand.
think she's been fine since we met her. Well,
Zorramir,
since the cave.
now's not the time.
I believe the one you met in the deserts, the strong-willed individual that fought for her life, I believe was truly your sister. Who we fought at the lake was not. If I had only been able to decipher that damn book.
I can't believe she would have gotten her will broken so easily, though. Not for everything she's gone through.
That could be precisely why her will broke. How much can one person endure?
She was captured for a long time and then brought to the Mind Flayer for a great deal of time. I fear not many may be able to persevere under those conditions.
You don't know her like I do. She wouldn't have just given up and rolled over for it.
It could have just been a moment of weakness, exhaustion. I did manage to tell the king and queen that they were used. This attack was not their fault. She will be buried on the castle property, along with the ancestors of the city. They will take care of her and respect her remains.
Gautier, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take a seat and just be like, I don't know how to process this. The only reason I wanted to fight Roman was to protect her and the island she's on, so that she can start living a good life again. And now you're telling me she's gone?
So now you have to focus
sorry.
that energy on Broman for doing this to her.
I never did everything I've done to become a monster hunter. Learn the skills I learned for revenge. I learned it for protection, to try to keep her and my family safe after everything we've gone through. I've never been a vengeful person.
Gaultier, I blame myself.
I don't blame you for this.
I had the ability to verify, and I didn't.
I blame myself for not pushing, trying to get to talk to her more. She talked for a bit and would just shut me out. That wasn't like her. But I also know she was going through a lot, so I was contributing to that. I blame myself more than I blame you.
No, but I could have forced that creature out if I had just checked.
Yeah, but what would have happened after you forced it out? What happens to the hosts of those things? Do they still have their own brain? What can be done to save them?
With proper treatment, she could have been restored.
None of you are to blame.
No.
Arlo is correct. Broman is to blame. Evil is to blame. Not yourselves. Who could have predicted something as monstrous as this? This is the consequence of Broman Karth running about this island, scheming and plotting. He is to blame.
Yes.
Not you, Gaultier, and not you, Grayson. If not for both of you, the king would have been taken.
Gaultier, just focus your vengeful against Broman. He needs the vengeance.
At the same time, if it wasn't for us, the king and queen might not have been in that position. If we weren't fighting him, finding her in that cave, and drama and the bugbear and the dwarf we just let loose, what have we done by doing that?
We could not have foreseen such chaos. However, we are equipped with the knowledge, and we should put a watch out for the others that are likely infected.
Well, the king is looking into that manifest. Maybe somebody that he knows can decipher what I could not. But look at it this way. If you don't fight for vengeance, Gaultier, fight for the protection of all the innocents still on this island.
Exactly. We have a lot more to fight for. Focus your energy on that.
I'm going to get up and say, I need some time. I'll think about everything you guys have said.
Understand.
Can you bear with us a bit more?
Now what?
Grayson and Zorramir,
Yes.
were we able to procure the last piece?
I believe Grayson has it in his bag.
Yes. And you are now looking at Captain Grayson Harker and Captain Zorramir
Wow.
of the King's Guard.
I do like the ring of that.
I could see Grayson, but really, Zorramir? Captain?
He played his part as well.
Yeah.
Show him the ring.
Hell yeah. Congratulations.
That is a get out of jail free ring.
King made it very clear that it's not quite that powerful.
Well, There is much planning to be done, and out of courtesy for Galtier, maybe it's wise that we rest. What time of day is it anyway?
It's afternoon.
No. Let's
Well-
give Galtier time and be on guard. We have had a run-in with Arlo's friends,
Yes.
and time is short.
Galtier, take your time. Go ahead, go.
You've
Blaylock
already-
and I will fill them in on what has transpired in the last few days.
You've already had a run-in with them. Didn't you just get back to the city?
Yes. We did get the crest, the family crest, at what I would consider great expense. But we got it. The king had it.
You
We all
fork
had
over a
to-
lot of gold.
No, we had to give up something that was
Most
of great
good
value
us.
to us
Yes.
as a personal item. I gave up my sword, Harathir.
I
Gosh,
gave
Arlo.
up my staff.
Blaylock, your staff.
Yes.
Will you be able to get it back? Or is
If
this-
we return with the other 2 discs,
Yeah. So we had the family crests. Blaylock,
A family crest.
the family crest. We now have 2 nefarious copies of it that look really, really spot on to the original. So all 3 of us are carrying one. Of course, I have the original. As we were on our way to Tinder's Den, they stopped us and told us our time is near. Just by the way he was talking, I don't think he knows that we actually have it. He might have known we've left town, but I don't think he knows that we have the crest yet, the family crest.
How much time do you have left?
I don't think we've got much. A couple days, maybe.
We have
They're
a
getting
meeting still.
Pretty impatient. I'm really surprised they didn't follow us out of the city.
So if we have the fake, why not just give it to them?
Has crossed my mind. But now that you guys are captains, that kind of brings a few ideas to mind. Because I'm afraid that if we are to face them with all of us, we will be hard pressed to beat them.
Well, the king did say he would lend assistance where needed. I suggest we try and leverage that rather than trying to get into his bad will by openly fighting in the town.
See, I agree. We're going to have to do something. The thing is how are we going to lure them? Where are we going to get them to where we can have the guards on our side? You know, it's going to have to be some planning on this, because if they catch us in an alley, and I think somebody's going to get hurt really, really bad.
Well, for starters, maybe we shouldn't go down alleys.
Well, Zorramir, you and I were just outside the alley, and look what happened. I almost lost you, buddy.
Here's the thing. The fact that they weren't afraid of the city guards means they had somebody in power protecting them. I think we've already taken care of that problem.
Good point.
But I will say this. They knew Harvey was looking into them. I called him off because I didn't want him to get killed. He did not find out much. I can talk to Preston and see if he's found anything out. I think we should also talk back with Whisper to see if she's figured anything out. I need to have a conversation with her about drama and Melu as well. I'm sure she heard everything that was said while we were in that court, especially since she was the reason we were in that court. But if we can get some sort of idea about these siblings, that's part of our problem. Currently, we have no idea where they are. They've had the element of surprise the whole time.
Well, I think we should. I don't think I should be carrying around the family crest on my person. I just think that's a big liability to have in case they.
We have 2 bags of holding, correct?
We have 1 bag of holding.
I have one.
No, you don't.
Oh, that's right.
Take it off your inventory.
Yes. I think it is off my inventory.
We sent the pieces that we had collected with Lucidia in the second bag of holding.
Yes.
But I think it's at this point we should be keeping the real plate in a bag of holding.
True. Here, Arlo, give yours to Grayson if you could. And
Take yours.
take mine.
I think that is a lot of stress right there. So I'll hand mine over to Grayson. This is the original. And I will take Blaylock's and put it in my backpack.
I will take the plate. I want to look at the plate. Can I understand the writing
No.
on it? Okay. So it's not any of the languages I speak.
Nope.
Okay. All right. I will place it in my bag of holding.
Mother,
Yes.
can you read what is inscribed on that plate?
I can take a look at it.
Grayson, would you mind bringing that out just for a moment?
I place it on the table.
She picks it up, looks it over.
Disappears.
Bye.
And Brooke has it.
Yeah, I'm so waiting for like one of the twins to be my mother.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh no, it's gonna happen.
This is written very old. It's possibly primordial. It's looks like part of an incantation.
Well, that's more than what any of us could decipher.
Zorramir. Wait, do we know that Zorramir has a friend? He's got a friend in him.
What are you talking about?
The dragon.
Yeah, we should know about that by now.
That's what I thought. Okay, I just want to make sure. Would you
Very open with that.
be able to tap into Rathir and see if she can read it?
I can try. I don't know if we have any luck, but Parath, are you there?
Knock knock.
Of course, Zorramir.
Oh, it's so good to hear you again. You're so much friendlier than Quilladon ever was. Listen,
That's nice to hear. Have you done anything kind lately?
I saved the king. Did we just lose somebody?
Sure you did.
Listen, can you? This might be a long shot, but any chance you can make any sense of this? I'm assuming you can see what I can see.
I can.
I'll hold it up.
Ah. Yes, the incantation, what I can see of it, reads... looks like it's part of a portal spell of some sort.
Portal spell.
Portal spell? Did you say portal spell?
What is she telling you?
The portal spell is about as far as we've gotten so far.
Oh.
Saying incantation? Anything else?
Looks like it's probably part of another set of something. Travel between two places, instantaneous. Possibly there is the word for plane. Maybe ethereal plane? I would need the other plates to see.
Are there more plates? Hrathir's saying it's part of a set. Like
Set?
something
We
about
know that there's 3 in total.
Yep.
Blaylock's mother has been very forthcoming with that.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
And
right.
we
That
knew
is-
that it was a portal.
Yep.
So we have learned, other than it being primordial, nothing new.
Someone screenshot Zorramir right now. That's a better picture.
Oh gosh, I'm frozen. It's a horrible picture.
Well, I'm a little concerned about putting the disc in there with the shard, but we don't have a choice.
But they're gonna come after me for the crest, not anybody else. They'll think I have it.
We don't quite know what they think. They seem very fond of just hurting people in general.
I
When-
can't argue with that.
When Galtier gets back, we may be able to use his as a decoy. Maybe the next time we meet up with them, we give them that.
Blaylock's mother says, Grayson, I don't know if you trust me or not, but I know Buthak. If you'd like me to take the shard somewhere. I could get there undetected.
She has done quite well in evading Roman for quite some time.
If it will help us expedite the end game, I'm not too against it.
Have my doubts. But we don't really have a choice in the matter. Just know that I will have informed Lucidia that you have the piece. You are seeking out Uthar.
He should take me to the rest. At least then they can reforge the blade.
How do we know he's not tracking you like he is Blaylock?
We don't.
You need to leave as soon as possible.
That is the best idea I have heard in weeks.
Getting out of this city would be great.
Blaylock, you and I
Yes.
will make sure she gets out of town.
Indeed.
I suggest you go pack what you need to pack. Zorramir, you and Arlo stay together.
Be able to
Gaultier
manage
needs
that?
his space for right now. Just don't get caught unaware this time. Now that we know the danger's still out there. And try to keep City Guard within eyesight of anywhere you go. Shall we, Blaylock? I'll put the plate in the bag of holding.
Indeed.
Okay.
We should either forfeit a Talsahen or acquire another horse for her.
She can ride my Talsahen. I know one of the pieces of clothing I had made for her has hidden pockets.
Fair enough.
At least we know that Tulsa Hen will get there very fast.
Mother, are you going to be okay?
And
Yes.
as you kind of turn and look, she's got her back to you and kind of kneeling down on the ground. And as she stands up and turns to you, she says, "I'll be fine." And behind her, you hear, and it's like a tear in the ether of the world rips open, and you're looking in, and you see the dead and some alive trees of the forest.
Oh,
Wow.
well, you'll have to teach me that one, Mother.
If this is to be, I must go. It will not stay open long.
I reach out on my sending stone to Lucidia. The last piece is on its way. The courier will be meeting with Buthak.
It took you long enough.
The fact that I can't respond.
I know.
Such a pain in the ass.
Farewell, Mother. I will see you soon. Return to us swiftly, please.
She nods at you.
I'll look at the others, and then I'll come up to her and I'll give her a hug.
She hugs you tightly. Stay safe, my boy.
And you, Mother.
Farewell, Mama Blaylock.
And she nods at you.
Mama
Keep him-
B.
Mama B.
Keep him safe.
I will.
She looks over at you, Grayson. You can trust me.
I hope so. The fate of the island counts on it.
Do you hand her the shard?
Yep.
Okay. She takes it and tucks it into her clothing. Be safe, mucking good adventurers. Kind of gives a grin.
Wait, did we ever tell her about that?
She knows
famous.
all.
You did now.
No, Blaylock, you've told everybody that we've gone into town.
This is true. Yeah, mucking good adventurers here.
And she steps in, and you hear the crunch of the leaves under her feet. And as she steps by, you see the portal close behind her. And on the ground where she entered in, there's just scorch marks.
Folding space. Interesting.
Nice to
Well.
have known on your trip to Breckenfjord.
It would have.
Well, I have some things I need to take care of. Right now, our main concern are the siblings.
We should stay either in close contact or at least know and plan appropriately if we have to separate check-ins so that we can ensure.
You know, Galtier still has the Sending Stone. If anything happens to me while I'm out, I will let you know.
Then, with that being said, we should split up in no more than 2.
I agree.
One either with Grayson or with Galtier. If I fear that Galtier may need some time.
All right. While this is all going on, Galtier, you left and went over to the hideout. As the rain pours down on you, you enter the building, climb up to the secret place you've had since you were a child, and look out and hear the rain splattering into the river here.
I'm going to go over and sit on the windowsill. Did I take the note that was sitting there last time I was there?
I would assume you took it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull that out and look at it, but just reread it. And I'm gonna sit there, look around the old fort, and start reminiscing on things that we were doing as children there.
You kind of sit back up against the wall, pop a leg up, and stare out into the distance as your mind falls back into old memories. You almost feel like you hear the laughter of her voice as a child echoing through the small little hideout. You remember the times of playing and running away from your family, hiding here.
Do I see anything laying around that explicitly reminds me of her?
There's a lot of little things there, from some old boots to old toys that you would have took up there. Maybe some old drawings that are yellowed and hung around.
I'm just gonna start picking things up, just staring at it, kind of really out of it.
You
Then eventually start muttering to myself that she just can't be gone yet. There's no way. Common denial stuff.
So you think back as you can't believe what you've heard, that there has to be another way, that this can't be real. You've spent all this time, you've met this ragtag bunch of adventurers, all in this mission to find her and bring all your family back together. And as each time you get close, so close, something snatches it away from you. And here where you thought you would find happiness, you find nothing but pain. And you reflect on that pain. Over and over again. And the old situations just play out in your head. And you think about why. And for a second you grasp the paper in your hand and squeeze it tightly, just in anger. Why wouldn't she have told you? A piece of her had to have been in there. That something was wrong. Why didn't you notice? Why didn't you demand she go somewhere and get checked out? But the more you blame yourself, the more you come to the realization there was nothing that you could do. She wasn't the child that once was. She'll always be your sister. But she was a woman. And she made her own choices. And fell on bad times like anything else. So in quiet contemplation, you find a place to forgive her for that as you decide what you want to do next. Do you stay with those? Do you protect those you don't even know, even though they failed to protect her for you? Or do you run again?
I'm going to grab one of the old toys. I'm particularly looking for a stuffed animal toy to hold on to.
Yeah, you find like it's a raggedy stuffed like horse. It's got plenty of stitches that are ripped in it, and there's some stuffing that's protruding from one of the arms. The eyes, which were sewn on buttons, one of them's gone. The yarn used for the mane and the tail is frazzled and unwound, and there's bits of leaves and dirt stuck in it, but it's there.
So I'm going to be staring at it, and all I'm going to be able to think about is Melu saying, protect others. Don't just leave because I'm gone. That's not what she would have wanted. She would have wanted me to keep helping everybody.
With that, you take it and hold it up to your chest. And it's almost as if, as you're doing that, the clouds split just for a moment as a small beam of sunlight reflects off the water, like she's smiling down on you. And you sit back, tear running down your face, and you smile.
Gone, but not forgotten. Right, Melu?
Light breeze blows across your face.
I was gonna be staring at it until it goes away. Like that.
After 10 minutes or so, you hear the thunder rolling in the distance as the clouds in the sky darken more and the rain begins pouring down.
I'm
You
going
can
to
tell-
leave and
Okay.
make my way back.
All right.
I'm keeping the doll, the little horse.
Okay. You begin heading back. As you do, you hear a crack of thunder through the sky, followed by a heavy sound. Thud. You look above you and you see a griffin rider. And all of a sudden, you see it burst into a stream of smoke as it crashes down into the streets in almost a ball of fire. The rest of you hear strange sounds outside of Tindra's den. Do any of you rush outside?
Grayson does.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
You rush outside and you hear screams and you see smoke rising in the distance as you hear another and you look up and right above you, spiraling down toward the surface of the ground, one of the griffin riders comes slamming into the ground. You see its neck break against the stone and the body roll over on top of the guard. As you do, he looks up and you see his flesh is emaciated and just begins sinking into his face as it almost burns to ash. The town just breaks out into chaos as explosions rock the place. What do you want to do?
Do I see what's causing these explosions? I imagine
You just hear them
somewhere
right now.
Okay. I'm going to rush back towards Tender's den then.
Okay.
I'm looking for any guards that are in the local area.
Okay. The guards come rushing out from the walls. Under attack! We are under attack!
From what?
And he begins running forward, and from the shadows of one of the house, you see a skeletal creature leap out onto his back and start stabbing into his back. And he falls down, and you just hear its teeth chattering together as it crawls off on its knees and legs into the darkness of the shadows of another alley. As you look at the alley going into the dock area, you think you see another one run out as Galtier bursts from the shadows. Galtier, you see this one lying, this griffin and the rider lying in the middle of the street.
What the hell's happening over here now?
We're still all bunched together, right?
Yep, you're all out in
Yeah,
the street.
I'm yelling over you guys.
Is he carrying anything important?
You're gonna see Galtier just reach into his pouch and pull out two vials and drink them.
I pull the whip out and head towards the closest thing I can attack.
Okay. Right now, you don't see anything going on. You just see pure chaos.
Draw the sword and start looking for the threat.
I'm gonna look for this. I'm gonna look for the people that are running about and tell them to get inside. Get inside now, out of the streets.
I don't know if going inside is gonna be safe, Layla. Something's shooting these Griffin Riders down.
It's better than staying out here for now. They'll be in our way. hurry. We must find the source.
I'm gonna leap up, fly into the air, and see if I can get a better vantage point of what is causing this mayhem.
Oh,
Careful! Careful!
Okay.
quick. There is a farmer's market going on right now. We need to hurry. There are so many people milling about there.
You leap up into the air, give a few flaps up, and you're seeing as you get above the periphery of the buildings and look out over, there's smoke everywhere. You see flaming greenish purple balls flying out from the distance outside the city, smashing into the homes. You see parts of the wall that have been completely evaporated. You see commotion and screams, a lot of it coming from the northern part and western part of the city.
It's coming from over there.
Well, let's go.
Hope he's pointing.
Yes, I'm pointing.
Yep, Grayson darts that direction.
Okay.
Follow.
Zorramir, do you land and go?
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and fly there.
Okay. You run through the city, stepping over bodies of residents as you approach the market here in the shops district. People are yelling and screaming, almost trampling each other as they herd out of this tight area. You see creatures moving around quickly, the guards fighting them, clashing sword against sword and sword against spear and shield as dog-like creatures rip into the flesh of some and run off into the distance.
I'm gonna go towards the nearest guard and try to help him.
All right. You are all of you going?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right. You rush into the shop district. You begin battling the skeletons there, helping out the guards, shoving them down. Galtier, before you turn and looks, this creature jumps and leaps at you, knocking you to your feet. And as it snarls, its mouth opens up, and you see serrated teeth, and its eyes look like they're peering into your soul. And as it looks like it's coming at your face, all of a sudden you hear, and you see two arrows sticking out of the side as this elven female comes flying out and rolling across the ground. As she does, she flips into the air and plunges two blades into it and pushes them together, snipping off the head like a pair of scissors before looking up and giving Grayson a nod. Grayson, you notice this is Whisper, and she whistles into the distance and leaps high into the air and jumps onto a flying carpet and takes off into the streets towards her next prey. You bring yourself up. It seems for now that the shop district is under control.
First off, who was that? Second off, we need to keep moving.
I'll explain her later. Let's keep going west.
All right. You rush forward into the main streets outside the Wolfhead's Tavern. You see Callister there. He's fighting. He's got a spear in his shoulder, and you see he's kind of leaning against the building. He's breathing heavily, and blood's pouring from the wound. You see a small troop of skeletons headed right toward him.
I go to intervene.
Same.
Grayson whips out, and you can hear the sound of bone cracking against the metal of his whip as splinters of bone shatter over the ground. Thank you. I'll be all right. It's coming from the west. I don't know what it is.
Well, make sure you get some of these innocents out of the street and out of harm's way. And I take
see
off
him-
towards the west again.
And he struggles to get up and takes the spear and rips it out of his flesh. Ah!
Here,
Go.
here. And then I'll come over there and cast Cure Wounds on him.
You see his wound mend slightly. Thank you, friend. Now go. You pass the street to the north. You look down there, and yeah, this one hasn't changed. You see this massive pile of skeletons on top of anything, almost like a pile of ants on top of a piece of food, before they blast into the air, and they're breathing heavily, wielding a giant double-bladed axe. You see Shorin standing there, and he begins just spinning around on the back of his heel as he holds the axe out, and you just hear the axe hitting bone after bone and flying into the distance as Philvin jumps up into the air, and you see him pull a bow out, and it seems like an arrow materializes out of thin air and just begins firing it at the other ones. They again point, "Go! Help the people!"
Finding problems to solve?
Always!
Stay safe as we run past.
All right. You run further down the city before a giant explosion. You all fall down onto the ground. Your ears are ringing. You feel small stones pelting your face as your ear, the sound in your ears, you're trying to orientate yourself. You stand up, and before you, you see these skeletons a little bit bigger than the last ones. The bones themselves have turned yellow, and they're dripping some kind of black ichor onto the ground, and they stand at you. Well, it kind of looks like this.
Oh no. Yeah, just kind of look that. Yeah, just a little.
I gotta do it
Just tell me
this
that's
one.
Shorin in the center there.
That is not Shorin.
Holy skeletons, Batman. What in the world? Wait, where'd the giant one go that was there?
Right there.
No, there was another one. Oh, we might not know that one. Never mind.
I can't pick where it loads.
Yeah, that's fine.
You stand in the street as the skeletons drag themselves forward. And you hear their feet stomping forward. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh!
What?
So many things. Look at all the blood body trails at the fires.
Yeah.
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 We can either do that, or we can do like 10 minutes of going into this and stop combat in the middle. Your choice.
We'd have
Probably
to-
stop
We'd
now.
have to break up combat. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little
Go,
early.
we'll-
Yeah.
But you know what? Zorramir's not going to be here.
Not sure yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when I'll
Well,
be back.
we don't know if most of us will be here on Monday. I have no idea what plans
Yeah.
have been or are going
Everything's
to be.
still up in the air right now.
So we
I mean-
may or may not be here Monday.
Yeah.
So if that's the
Maybe
case, then we should definitely wait until and for the combat, because we don't want to split it up over 2 weeks.
We can at least roll for initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Nubis, you made it. Good morning to you. No, we'll wait on initiative. We'll get all this taken care of next week. But I love this map, by the way. So I'm kind of proud of it. So
It does
There's a
look
lot
very
going
nice.
on in this map. Look at all the little blood trails of people.
Mhm.
Like, oh dear, or that. Nah.
yeah, you can see the light from the fires are actually flickering.
It almost
So-
looks like the skeleton right there, the big one right there, is like skating. It's like he's skating on ice.
It does kind of look like that.
He's just like ha ha ha. Like what was that movie, The Running Man? Remember the big fat guy who would run around on the skates with a big old
Yeah.
sharp hockey stick?
Yeah, Panda. I make all my own maps. So I use Dungeon Draft. So if you're into making digital maps, Dungeon Draft is great. We use Dungeon Draft and Foundry to do all our stuff. So Foundry does a lot of the lighting effects.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The early maps are rough.
Yeah, I mean, like everything on here is pretty much like custom built by Drastin, except for the music. You know, but that music's pretty clutch. Go to Yazik.
Yeah.
Yazik and the Ant House, and it's
Anthouse Beats and Yazik does our intro and our outro. Fantastic. Make sure you check them out on Spotify and YouTube and all your favorite place. But yeah, all the maps I build all those. The tokens I don't build. Those are pre-imported from D&D Beyond. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The rain effects, if you can see those, are courtesy of Foundry itself. The rain and lighting and all that. We are in for an adventure here, as the king said, the beginning of the end.
Every episode's one closer to the end.
Yeah, but this one's like 5.
So, there's Cannon. The Cannon. How's it
I
going?
was hoping to see some Landfear combat. No, we had to go be like, why don't you go take this shot over the booth up and you can go play in the mushroom fields?
No, to be fair, she offered that.
I was going
She
to say,
did.
she said it, not me.
Yep, I know.
And then she's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna rip the fabric of time right here, you know,
Yeah,
in
open
this
a
meeting
portal.
room."
Don't forget to check out our eGeekly team. For us in the States, they stream in the morning. So we appreciate them getting up in the morning and checking us out. For sure. We got a lot going on here. Stay tuned. Don't want to miss any episodes the next few weeks. The ones that are going to be there. We are going to be kind of separated because I got some travel coming up in June. So Monday's up in the air. Pay attention to our Discord and our Twitter and Facebook. We will let you know there.
We'll be streaming. Yeah, we'll be streaming.
We'll be streaming something, but it may not be D&D. But pay attention to those, our social media channels. And let's see. I think we can... there's our Discord if you're not part of that. And we'll let you know if we're doing D&D or not. Other than that, we'll be doing something. A lot of exciting stuff happened tonight. This was a great episode. If you're new to the stream and you want to catch up on kind of the general overview of what's been going on the last 3 years, Grayson kind of did that today with the king.
Yeah.
That was really good. He was like, yeah, we went here. Now we're here. So, thanks for coming by, Panda. We will send you off. Let's see where we're going to send everybody off to tonight. Let's see who. Oh, not Twitter. I mean, Twitter's cool and all, but there we go. Let's see who's going on right now.
I see Mario Kart in our future.
Nope, he's not going tonight. We got JP Domino, one of our eGeekly team, and we are going to send you over to JP Domino. So,
and by the way, Panda, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
It's an avatar sandwich. We started off with this with a cow, and we will end with a cow.
But in the end, we love you. Thanks for coming by, everybody, tonight. We appreciate your support always. And until next time, we'll see you in the dungeon. Yazik, take us out.
I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking. They call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP. I do what I want to. That's a mantra. Keep 'em running and gunning like Contra. I'm a monster. The end is upon us. I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking. They call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP. I do what I want to. Yeah, that's a mantra. I keep 'em running and gunning like Contra. Yo, I'm a monster. Turn it up. What you know about the final boss? I got him trying to buy time with the sign of the cross. I redefine high crime and the meaning of loss. I'm off hip, but I body like I'm playing lacrosse. Beat to the EG, I'm keeping them queasy. I make it seem easy, acknowledge me. I've been demolishing your cities, I'm astonishingly sleazy. I'm the big bad, y'all must be the cast. I'm killing a master, willing to blast a disaster. Really a rap bastard, willing to rap fast for the masses. I ravage all races and classes. Savage, I can't stop myself. Thinking of all the ways I can top myself. On God, I can move like a devil. I hope you and your squad are ready for the last level that ends here. The end is upon us, I promise you now. This is done with no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking. They call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP. I do what I want, stuff. That's a mantra. Keep it running.